Hey.
Hey guys.
So this is like my third or fourth time trying to film this video, just because every time I film it, I watch it back and I'm just like, that is so boring. So this time I'm trying to spice it up, tell it a little different, you know, it's still the truth, but just try and make it more interesting. Before college, I worked at Taco Bell for like 8 months straight, and as you can imagine, if you've ever been to a Taco Bell, kind of sketch, kind of like dicey vibes when you go into a Taco Bell. Let me just crisscross applesauce like we're at the campfire so I can get in the mode. This is my mode of storytelling right now. I have to be crisscross applesauce at all times just so I feel nostalgic or something. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna tell you guys some stories from Taco Bell. They're literally so messed up. Going and working into a fast food place, I was never like expecting crazy things to happen, but they did, and you get used to it when you work there. You're like, oh, that happened, wow. So the first story, I had been working at Taco Bell for like 5 months at this point, and I was just like in my groove, you know, just like working, doing my usual, and then it turned into summertime, and then my boss was like,
hey, do you want to work a couple night shifts, like just every once in a while, like we just need people.
And I was like, sure, why not take the extra hours? You were only there until like 1 or 2, and I was up that late anyway, so it didn't really affect me that much. Not even my second or third night shift in, it's just real late, you know, all the college kids coming in, they're like either drunk or like they're just like really hungry at night. I'm taking orders, I'm over the headset.
Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. You can go have whenever you're ready.
For some reason, like I take this guy's order. Usually when you take an order, they like move up and you can like hear the next car come into the headset. And the car thing never like beeps again, and then I start hearing honking and honking and honking. These cars are just going freaking
Wild, like.
The person back in the window that takes money looks at the window, and this guy is just sitting there. There's no one in front of him. There's nothing stopping him from pulling up to the window. He's just sitting there, like, not moving. And we're like,
pull up to the first window, like that's what you're supposed to do at a drive-thru. What are you doing?
Then we like get a closer look, and this guy is literally passed out in our drive-thru. Passed out, like cold, like knocked out, like not responsive. And so it was a Friday or Saturday because that's when we had a security guard there. So we're like, hey, like this guy's like knocked out in our drive-thru. Will you go check and see what's going on? So he goes out there and he's like, opens up the door and he's like shaking this guy, like literally shaking him, and he would not wake up.
He was being shook, literally shook.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Is this guy drunk? Is he on drugs? Is he just like tired? Like what? So we call the police. It take them a while to get this guy up, and then he's like through the drive-thru, and they're like over there making him do the line test, and like I don't even know like what happened beyond that point because I was just so like. Story number 2. This one isn't like as bad, I guess. So this kid comes in and I'm working the front, of course. Like usually if you're thinking about what you want to get, or if you know what you're gonna order, or at all, like as soon as you walk in you just go up to the front counter. This kid didn't go to the front counter. He went and sat down at a table with his back like to the counter, and I was like, okay, whatever, maybe he's waiting for someone. Then like 30 minutes pass and I'm just like, what is this kid doing? Like why is he just like sitting out there literally doing nothing? So like we send somebody out to go wash the tables, and to also look and see what this child is doing out there. So they go over. This kid is literally sifting through sand on our table. Like, this is not a sandbox. This ain't the freaking park. Like,
what are you doing, like sifting through sand on our Taco Bell table? Like,
what? Who in their right mind just like was sifting through sand? And then my manager went out there and he was like,
you can't be sifting through sand on our table. Like, what are you doing?
And this kid, like, so, like, unresponsive, like, out of it. Like, he was, like, on crack or something. He was just, like, sitting there, like, sifting through the sand. And we were like, we're gonna call the police. Like, what are you doing? And then he finally got up and left and, like, walked, like, diagonal, like, through the grass. Like, not on the sidewalk, like, through the grass. Went behind some other building. And we were like, what even? Like, what even? So we called the cops and we're like, hey, there's like this cracked out kid just like walking behind buildings and stuff. We just wanted to like call and let you guys know. So then he's like doesn't get hurt or anything, like trying to be like nice about it, but like literally this cracked out kid was just sifting through sand on our Taco Bell table. Like, sift through sand outside. Like, why you gotta come into our facility and sift through sand on our table? I could have washed those tables. Like, I don't want to have an extra mess that you brought in from outside to wipe up these tables. Like, what the... Story number 3. So this story is kind of like the biggest story out of them all, and it's not like directly affected to me. Does that even make sense? So at Taco Bell, there was always lockers in the back where you could put your stuff, and then there was a closet where if you had a book bag or something, you could put it in there. I never really trusted that stuff, and I didn't really bring like lots of stuff to work, so I just put my phone, my keys, and my wallet all in my pockets and just kept them there. I knew where they were safe, whatever. But other people did not do that because some girls had purses, guys would bring their book bags from after school or something like that. So one day there was this customer came through the drive-thru in a U-Haul. So they come up to the microphone and they're like,
hey, we called like 2 days ago. Your manager was supposed to give us 2 free $5 boxes.
Usually the manager writes down like,
Hey, I told so-and-so that they could replace these boxes because they were messed up, or like they got them cold, or like
something like stupid like that. They just write it down. They pull up to the window and my manager is like, do you guys have a receipt, or do you like know who you talked to? And they're like, no, we don't have the receipt, and no, we don't know who we talked to. And that's like, okay, then we're not giving you free food, obviously. They like storm off, pull out of the drive-thru, whip it into the parking lot and come inside. They're like arguing with my manager like,
no, we want our $5 boxes. Like you said you would replace them.
And she's like, I can't do that. Like, I can't give out free food just because you guys say that you did that. Like, you need a receipt. You need something to show that you had these boxes. My manager was nice. She's like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and argue with you guys. I'll give you guys 2 free tacos, and that's all I can really do for you. Like, point blank, like, I'm not giving you guys 2 free $5 boxes. So I made the tacos, gave them to him. He brought in a McDonald's cup and filled it up in our water fountain. Like, who the f do you think you are? And so we went to the bathroom real quick, and then all of a sudden, all we see is someone sprint out the door, and all these people are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like what, like, oh my gosh, this just happened. And we were like, what just happened? And he's like,
he just stole everybody's stuff out of that closet.
Some dumb left the closet key in the door, stole somebody's book bag who had phone, school supplies, probably a laptop or something in there, like expensive stuff in his backpack, and my friend Gabby's purse, who she had makeup, which I'm sure girls know makeup is expensive, credit cards, stuff like that in her purse. This guy just took it, took off, no clue. Like, we called the cops and we were like, we have no clue. This guy literally couldn't get 2 free $5 boxes, so decides to steal people's stuff out of the closet. So yeah, that's my Taco Bell experiences. If you enjoyed, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Press the subscribe button down below for more videos every single week. And other than that, I will catch you later. I will catch you eating some tacos. I will catch you somewhere.
Deuces.